let's get to your Week 8 recaps. Are you ready? All right, here's your first matchup of the week. We got Dan versus Eric Langfeld. This was a pretty anticipated matchup. It's one of those matchups that you hope that both teams can lose. Langfeld has his star running back, Le'Veon Bell, have a great... Wait a second. He's been awful. I think he had 5 points this week. It would be absolutely absurd if somebody were to trade for him. Oh, wait. Corey did trade him for Michael Thomas. Thomas is currently has 146 catches, 1,750 yards, and 8 TDs. I think we can figure out who won that trade. Anyways, thanks to Telvin Coleman scoring 36 points, Dan was able to take down Eric Langfeld. Final score, 133-112. Dan takes this one. On to your next matchup. But first, let's hear from our sponsor this week. We have Lakefront Brewery, introducing their barrel-aged pumpkin imperial ale. This is not for the lighthearted. This is a 13.4% alcohol. If you don't like pumpkin, you might not like this, but it's actually not that bad for pumpkin. So, I enjoy it. Refreshing. Audrey versus Phil. Audrey was down in sunny Florida this week, taking some much-needed time off of work. Well, it looks like his team went with him because they were terrible. Nick Chubb had 2 fumbles and another Browns loss this week. Todd Gurley had only 10 points. It just wasn't Eric's week. Phil, however, had Aaron Rodgers have a big game against the Chiefs, scoring 27 points. Mike Evans, though, was the real star of the week. He had 198 yards, 2 TDs for 37 points. Wide receiver was the position of the week, and Mike Evans got the highest score for that. So Phil, you get the $5. Guess who you beat out? Cooper Kupp, my guy. Anyways, final score 80-131. All right, next matchup. Got Dave versus Corey. I just wanted to bring this up one more time. Even though Corey's team had a pretty bad week, didn't look too good, Michael Thomas had 21 points. I just wanted to bring that up because I want to make fun of Eric Langfeld some more, right? Here are Thomas's point-by-point for each week, right? So 17, 14, 14, 35, 13, 17, 21. Why would anybody trade that away? Corey's one good player, however, wasn't enough to take down Galladay, who had 25, and Brady, who had 18. This game was easy victory for Dave to take over Corey. Final score, 79-101. Before we get into the next matchup, I got another sponsor for us. We got Legend Larry's. Thanks for the shirt. If you didn't notice, Legend Larry's, a wing flying, and you got the wings in your stomach. Yeah, my favorite place to put them. Anyways, Drew versus Jake. Woof. When Matt Stafford is your best player of the week, you know you're in trouble. Drew left the building, and so did his team. It's just bad when you're the second highest scoring player is your kicker. Jake's team is consistent each week. All of his players are doing good. He has Saquon Barkley back for his second week, and he doesn't disappoint, scoring 24 points. Drew, I won't be having to send you any money, it seems. Jake, great job this week. Another easy victory for you. Final score, 88-122. All right, on to your next matchup. We got Pat versus Kelly. This matchup ended up being a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Kelly starts off the week with Christian McCaffrey scoring 25 points for the Panthers, even though they got absolutely destroyed. She also has Watson have a big game, leading the Texans to a win over the Raiders. However, it all came down to Monday Night Football, where Pat needed a considerable amount of points to take out Kelly. He was hoping that Juju Smith-Schuster would have a huge game for him, but he forgot that Kelly was up by 40. Kelly rolls past her next victim. Final score, 118-127. Kelly takes this one. On to your final matchup. We got myself, the defending champ, versus Bruce, the never's won anything in his life, Brunig. Well, there was a lot of trash talk from both sides on this matchup. However, Bruce said if he would win this one, he was going to make a video and send it on over denouncing the champ, or myself, as I like to call myself. Bruce probably thought he had a real chance with Kamara sidelined. Well, Cooper Kupp decides to have a huge game for me and pushes me ahead of Bruce. However, the game was still very close going into Sunday night. and I had Aaron Jones playing for the Packers. And we all know how that went. Aaron Jones decides to have 2 touchdowns and score 38 points for me. I remember Langfield telling me, Aaron Jones is never going to be a running back number 1. Well, Eric, you're also a loser. Bruce did have a good night for James Conner, however, but bad news, he has a injury. He might be sidelined for the next couple of weeks. But would it be enough for him to come back and take over this win? Well, he comes up to me in the office and says, I only need like 20 or 30 points, right? I could get that. And I look at him and I go, says you're down by 70, bud. Oh, and I got the high score of the week. Sorry, Kelly. Final score, 152-103. All right. Well, there's your recaps. Hope you enjoyed. Kelly, what can I say? Coming for you. Might lose this week. Alvin Kamara out. Cooper Kupp out. Playing Pat. See you guys next week.